We've got Andrew Fungai from Lion Paw Canines. Karibu sana, Andrew.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks,
Now,
Sana.
before we took the break, the first question I was going to ask you, where did your love for canines ilianzia wapi?
My love for canine started when I was a small kid. I think in a family, our home, when we used to have dogs at my grandfather's place, that's how we got raised Kwanza.
Yeah.
So whenever I would go to school with my younger sister, she's called Rachel, we would come back with stray dogs and tumepata by the roadside.
What?
Yeah, because our notion used to be truly grown. Every dog needs a home, but not every home needs a dog because for reasons.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
puppies
true.
lying by the roadside,
Yeah.
So we would carry them home. Our mom would actually be harsh on us kidogo, but at the end of the day, ungepata anasema hiyo food yenyu ya sapa mtalisha hizo puppies basi ni mkaivo. So we used to even those nazo kwa bed. So when they started dying vituka hizo, as everyone kitambo alikuwa najua, alikuwa anafikiria kutoa meno. Till later on when we knew that it was about there's a virus called parvovirus.
Okay.
Yeah, so the dogs get dehydrated and actually it starts from the stomach and everything. So unapata they die out of your dehydration. They can't eat anything. Nothing can go inside their stomach.
Oh, wow.
So, Drew, let's talk about the business of breeding and selling dogs, yeah?
Okay.
Demand ya Kenya, by the way, as in wase wana like hizi madogi because I know they're expensive, yeah? Do people actually, reach out and they're like, oh, I want the German Shepherd, I want the Poodle, I want the Rottweiler. How does it look like? Do Kenyans have like a genuine interest in, good dogs, hybrid dogs?
Okay, there are mostly, let me tell you, kuna vile ziko kadhaa, there are those people who actually are interested into the high-end dogs. Vile unapata someone will even import a dog for around, let's say, half an M or something.
Hey.
Hi. You mean half an M as in an N now?
An M.
Half a million.
Half a million.
A million Kenya shillings?
Yeah.
What type of dog is that, bro?
That is close to, let's say, a Caucasian mountain dog.
Caucasian mountain dog.
Yeah, they are breeders with those kind of dogs, and actually they're also homes that people just genuinely have the passion.
And you say that Tibetan Mastiff?
Yeah, Tibetan Mastiff.
Is there anyone who has that dog in Kenya?
Yeah, there is a friend of mine called Kelly from Babel Kennel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to an extent of, he usually mostly imports all of his dogs.
Tibetan Mastiff is expensive, bro.
Yeah, it's very expensive, and that's the length.
That's 50,000. That's the most expensive dog in the world, actually.
Yeah, that's actually one of the most expensive.
And it's interesting because I think there's a president.
And he did. You don't only import one because you want to continue the line and the business. So unapata he imports a pair.
Aha, so that's what I was trying to understand. Like someone spending 500,000 Kenya shillings. It's not that akinapenda tu my dog is out of the country. Ni ile ni mse antika ku get into the business.
Una invest because unajua kuna clients wenye watakupea biz city, utapata you also importing to breed here, then you export.
All right, now Andrew, let's get right into, you've got a dog because I'm trying to see the business of it. So you have, say, which one locally is the most, the most in demand?
The most in demand locally is the German Shepherd.
And most people want it for security, ama as a pet?
Most of them actually do breed them for security reasons. Okay. And for business reasons, because some of them just breed so they can sell off the puppies and, business. But some breed so they can train the puppies and be hiring them for security. Hiring brings you more good income than actually just selling off the dog here and there.
So hiring for security.
How much would you hire one for? For example, from your farm, yeah? How much would you hire out a German Shepherd?
Like me, I'm actually new in the business, but been passionate ever since way back. So, me, if it's to hire, I can hire a dog at, let's say, 2 G's per day for security. But there are those people who will hire a dog for, let's say, 10 to 15,000 a day.
And what do they? So when you hire the dog, it's for security?
Yeah, it's for security. Some are detection dogs that are taken to these places that make more than, let's say, a meal in a day. In COVID, imekuja, it brought challenges places. But for the security, imeleta more income because unapata the security firms basically hire dogs from breeders. They don't like their own dogs. Unaweza pata like mimi niko na 7 dogs, nimekuwa na trainers wangu which also train kidogo, but I have those trainers who are tactical trainers who basically train for security. There's the likes of from Canine Masters, napata wakitrain hizo zikienda kuwa hired. You take the security companies will take the dogs in the evening, then you return the dog actually in the morning. But wakichukua hivyo the dog you've already exercised, feed, so anaenda to those families that they don't need security guards, just a dog to be around their place.
Oh wow.
So unaweza pata in some areas within Nairobi, the least I think a dog will be hired for a day utapata around 5K.
Wow. So this is lucrative business for any
That's
young
for
person.
one dog, basically. Yeah.
Okay, and okay, so who hire out is the end product, right? Raising this dog from tuseme puppy, tuseme your German Shepherd. When you get him as a puppy, anakuanga how much?
When it depends now, there are registered dog breeds from good lives. Unapata the parents were either imported from outside or the lineage ni zile zimekuwa from standard breeds in shows huko nje.
Yeah.
So unapata there is a rate utapewa. A registered dog has a pedigree certificate utapewa from a range of let's say 75,000 to karibu 120. That's a German Shepherd.
Pretty pricey.
Whoa.
But an unregistered German Shepherd unaweza get from let's say 25. 25,000 to around 40. It depends with the breeder and the lineage ametumia. Utapata some breeders, they don't want to go to that extent ya ku overcharge yourself. So they have registered lines, but their puppies are not registered. So at a user rate 50, but you have a very good dog breed.
Wow. All right. Andrew, why don't you hold that thought? Let's listen to some music. When we come back, we'll now, just dive into what it goes to feed this canine. What space you need. Do you need cages or do you need filled up
and training also, because I know some dogs usually turn against their owners.
Oh, no, umesikia simba kama ametrainiwa. Simba sina kukimbisha hapo kwa estate. Chui.
Vibes Radio.
And if you've got any ambition to be somebody in this life, then you definitely need to tune in to On My Grind. This happens every single weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m., where we get a special guest to talk to us about their grind. And today is no different. We got Andrew Fungai, maze. Andrew said kufunga madogi. Ni wani kufuga. Fuga. I have to say it like that so you can correct me. As in watu wenu sema Kevin amefika.
Usasema Kevin amefinga, ni Kevin amefika. You know what I mean? Yo, Andrew.
What is wrong with you, Kevin?
I'm just saying.
All right, we're speaking to Andrew Fungai from Lion Paw Canines, and definitely a breeder of dogs. Now, before we took the break, Andrew, you were telling us that the different pedigrees of dogs. So what I've learned is that doggy lazima ujue lineage yake.
Doggy lazima ujue lineage yake. That's why some dogs naitwa mongrels. Mongrels basically mean ni local or anything. Mongrel inaweza pata a female that's on heat, it's a German Shepherd or a crossbreed.
Yeah.
Then it's mounted by, uncontrolled breeding, utapata almost any male around there, it is a mount. Jesus. During your...
So you're saying you're mongrel?
Hiyo ni mongrel. Haina lineage. Haijulikani ni ya wapi.
As in, hatujui baba ya mtoto ni nani?
Hujui baba ya mtoto ni
nani.
So,
you guys, those mongrels, by the way, Drew. So, for example, uko home, ukicheki mongrel ina hoover up around the compound, ina try to get the hybrids. What do you do to it, man?
Unajua, hata nikusho, kwanza mongrels at times are the best for security because zile dogi zina genes mob, zina dogi kibao ndani yake, inaweza do vitu mob sana. Only if under the rightful owners. Because unapata tuseme Kev kama KSPCA, Kenya Society and Protection Care of Animals, unapata they actually adopt hizi mongrels mob, wanazichunga huko. Because they hire to families that have passion for dogs, but unapata hawaezi afford to get dogs. So whatever you do, you only pay for hiyo service care wamekuwa wakimchungia huko.
But Drew, let me ask you, those mongrel dogs, as in mentally, ukicheki personality zao ama the behaviors, are they like normal? Like, do they listen to, do they take orders? And
are they trainable?
Are they trainable also?
Under the right trainer, itakuwa trained fit, because any dog inaweza kusumbua kutrain. Hata ukikuwa na German Shepherd unakaa nayo off training, vitu kama hizo mess up, itakuja ikue dominant. You know, a dog is just an animal. It's when unai-control your temperament yake fiti, because me, whatever I do, the least psychology I studied in school, I actually apply it on dogs and human beings. So I also give them therapy.
Oh, speaking of which, by the way, is it true that dogs, when, for example, like a Rottweiler, ama a German Shepherd, ama a Barbel, when you're a weak owner, when you can't, like, when you're not really giving it direction and, you know, you're not stamping your ground, is it true that it can turn against you, ama maybe just lose interest? And explain that, if you know what I mean.
A dog will be dominant over you because it can be an alpha, but you have to be leader of the pack. If there's no leader of the pack, itakucontrol pia, itakuweka under authority yake. Everything itakuwa inadu vile inataka. Ukitaka kumess nayo inakuja inaweza kubite or anything, vitu kama hizo. Unapata results kama hizo.
Let me ask you, Andrew, as we wrap up the conversation, because I'm completely interested in starting to raise German Shepherds, but then I want to know how much. I mean, like, unajoka kuku unajuanga you feed this amount, you know, alafu after 3 months ya feed, it's ready to sell. If I'm looking to get into the business, what should I know? How much do these German Shepherds eat?
What's your budget?
Whatever you should know when you get into the business, food will cost you more expensive than how much you bought the dog, because you'll have to keep the dog healthy. It depends the size of the German Shepherd you get. If it's a puppy, you'll have to feed the puppy for like 3 times a day mpaka afike level ya 6 months. And the feeding contains of, actually, you can decide to be feeding them in the morning. You can be feeding with dry food. There's a company called Bravo Food Company. There's Reflex, and there are other food companies that actually bring food from outside the country. But unapata morning when you feed your dog. Hello?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Unapata morning when you feed your dog. Hello?
Yes,
Sema Drew, tunakuget.
In the morning, unapata when you're feeding the dog, when you're using the dry food, let's say you're using chicken. There's chicken necks, chicken heads. Those actually vile products ziliwi from farms uza easy, like let's say chick, you can get feet, unaweza pata vichwa, unaweza pata necks at a price.
So some
people depend on the
protein.
prices. Unaweza enda areas like Jamaica and other places, kuna food utapata vitu kaa vichwa, utapata miguu, utapata those parts that are not being used, but they are actually measured in kgs. So utapata
and eventually
you can be buying at 85 to roughly 100 bob per kg.
Wow,
depends on the food product, like if it's pork, if it's chicken, if it's beef. And at times your dogs might be allergic to a certain product, the way human beings also are allergic.
Yeah.
Unaweza pata your challenge is coming that uko na puppies kawa 5 na mmoja allergic kwa hiyo chicken unawafeed. So you'll have to be feeding the rest on chicken, no moja you feed on beef.
Wow.
That's like morning hours. Midday you can be using rice, you can be using Weetabix, mixed up with actually also iso proteins bado. You can be getting, after your food imekuwa moto, you can be getting, let's say, vegetables, na katandani, just to steam up, and part of vitamins. And also there are certain additives zenye zo uweko kwa food ya dogi. Like they need the calcium, they need phosphorus. So iso conditioning formula tablets here, you give a dog so that utapata your dog ina coat kama. Your dog doesn't have actually a dry coat. It has such a silky and smooth coat, because unapata me in puppy food, I do add also as well as coconut oil ndani.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's how you
raise
this.
Different. And finally, the last question is, okay, now I have my dog. In terms of training it, you know, giving it that sit, stand, where do I get this info from?
At times you just start, like the self-obedience, you start it with the puppy yourself if you are at home. because me, I wouldn't really much advise you to train a puppy on the obedience through someone else. Let someone else come in when you've done the obedience trainings and vitukaizo. So someone else will come in to give the tacticals, and I have trainers and very, very good trainers. I can always be referring those who are interested.
Yeah.
But as long as we kwanza we mwenyewe unajua, hata as a child you need to get self-discipline from home before you go to school.
True. All right.
Yeah, so everything starts with you, with the puppy, how you'll relate, because the puppy can be actually getting all commands from me, but when it's with you, inakusumbua. So it starts with you before it comes out. It starts with passion before it brings finances in. There are those who start thinking of finances before the passion is drawn in. So napata, the person owner of the dog ajaifika like inside pale kwa kennel zake kujua dogs zikoje. Yeye uangalia tu zile amount anaingiza to the dogs. Rapata said that day, whenever maybe you're headed to a dog show or something, you need a handler to handle your dog for you.
Yeah.
The handler is not available for you. It's you supposed to handle your dog at the show. The dog doesn't listen to you, doesn't do nothing. That's why you
so
actually
you have to train it yourself.
Drew,
you are
thanks,
best
man.
for finances.
Drew, thank you so much for your time. And if the people want to reach out to you, how do they get in touch with you?
If they need to reach out on me, my Facebook is Andrew Fungai.
All right.
And Instagram, I use Drew_Rila.
All right. We'll share
phone
that as well on our page.
And my phone number is the same. I use my phone number is basically for dog service, and that's what I do. Because when you start talking about dogs, it can take like the whole day.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
So we'll share your number as well on the page on #Kwambox and Kev. Thank you so much for your time, and do have a fabulous day. A woof woof day.
My team sends greetings and Thanksgiving always from Lionpo.
All right.
Yeah. Bless
Thank you.
bro.
Bless.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. That's Andrew Fungai from Lion Paws Canines. And
So what dog would you wanna have?
Snoop
You know,
Doggy
with
Dogg.
all these
Vibes Radio.